Somebody in here today needs to understand that the battleground is not in your house. It's not on your job. It's not in the economy. The battleground is in your mind. If the enemy can capture mind, he can control your life. But I came to tell you in 2025, you've got to make up in your spirit that you will not be moved, you will not be shaken, and you will not let anything steal your peace. I don't care what comes against you. Storms, haters, setbacks. You've got to train your mind to stay unbothered. Touch somebody and say, I refuse to lose my peace. This year is the year where your mind gets in shape, your thoughts get in alignment, and your spirit stays strong. Because when you master your mind, or your mind will master you. The greatest battles you will ever fight will never be with people. They will be with your own thoughts. Every action you take, every word you speak, and every decision you make starts as a thought. If you don't learn how to take control of your thinking will take control of you. Some of you are losing sleep not because of what happened, but because of what you keep replaying in your head. You cannot afford to let negative thoughts live rent-free in your mind. If you keep feeding fear, it will grow. If you keep feeding doubt, it will dominate. But if you feed faith, strength, and focus, they will rise up inside you. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant in it will eventually grow. If you keep planting worry, you'll harvest stress. If you keep planting gratitude, you'll harvest peace. That's why the word says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Transformation doesn't start outside of you. It starts inside of you. Before you see change in your bank account, your body, or your relationships, you've got to see change in your thinking. Some of you have the talent, the opportunity, and the resources, but your mindset is holding you hostage. You are still thinking small when God called you to think big. You are still letting people's opinions dictate your emotions. You are still letting yesterday control your today. Hear me, Guy, if you don't master your mind will master you. And if your mind masters you, it will keep you stuck in places you were never meant to stay. Your thoughts are the steering wheel of your life. If you let fear drive, you're going to crash. If you let anger drive, you're going to wreck everything good around you. But if you let peace, clarity, and purpose drive, you're going to reach the destination God has for you. Train your mind like you train your body. Be intentional about what you feed it. Be careful who you let speak into it. Protect your mind, because your mind is the gateway to your future. Peace is a choice, not a circumstance. Too many people live their lives waiting for everything around them to calm down before they decide to calm down on the inside. They think when the bills are paid, then I'll have peace. When they stop talking about me, then I'll have peace. When the storm passes, then I'll have peace. But the truth is, peace was never meant to come from what's happening around you. Peace has to come from what's happening inside you. You cannot control everything in this world. You can control what you allow to live in your mind and heart. Chaos might be knocking at your door, but you don't have to open it. But storms may rage, but storms don't last forever. The problem is not the storm outside. The problem is the storm inside. If the inside of you is still, then the outside cannot shake you. That's why Jesus could sleep on the boat in the middle of a storm, because peace was already inside him. That's the kind of peace you have to choose every single day. You have to say, no matter what happens, I refuse to lose my peace. People will try you. Situations will frustrate you. Life will test you. But when you understand that peace is a decision, not a reaction, then you stop letting external forces dictate your internal reality. Every time you allow someone else's mood to control your mood, you give them power over your life. Every time you let a situation steal your peace, you surrender your strength. But when you make up in your mind that peace is non-negotiable, you take back your authority. You might not be able to change the storm, but you can change your posture in the storm. You might not stop the gossip, but you can stop responding to it. You might not avoid every problem, but you can avoid letting the problem control you. Peace is not passive. Peace is power. It takes strength to stay calm when everything around you is falling apart. It takes discipline to stay still when everyone else is panicking. But when you choose peace, you keep your mind clear, your heart strong, and your spirit steady. That's how you win, by staying unbothered, not because life is perfect, because you made the decision that nothing is worth your peace. Peace, discipline your thoughts before they dictate your destiny. Every major breakthrough in your life starts in your mind, and every major breakdown starts there too. Your thoughts are seeds, and whatever you allow to take root will eventually produce fruit in your life. You cannot think defeat and expect victory. You cannot think lack and expect abundance. You cannot think fear and expect courage. What you focus on expands, and what you meditate on manifests. If you allow negative thoughts to run free, they will sabotage your future before you ever get there. The enemy doesn't have to destroy you if he can distract you. He doesn't need to chain your hands if he can chain your mind. Some of you are living in prisons you built with your own thoughts. You keep rehearsing what went wrong instead of envisioning what can go right. You keep meditating on what they said instead of declaring what God said. That's why discipline is critical. You cannot control every thought that comes into your mind, but you can control which ones you entertain. You can choose to reject what doesn't serve your purpose. Every day, you have to train your mind like an athlete trains for the Olympics. Be intentional about what you let stay. Ask yourself, does this thought build me up or break me down? Does it align with where I'm going or where I've been? If it doesn't serve your destiny, it doesn't deserve your energy. Discipline is not comfortable, but it is necessary. It means catching yourself when your mind starts drifting into doubt, fear, anger, and pulling it back to faith, hope, and purpose. It means speaking truth even when lies feel louder. It means reminding yourself that you are not your past, you are not your mistakes, and you are not your failures. Your destiny depends on your mental discipline. A wandering mind will produce a wandering life, but a focused mind will produce a future worth living. Every successful person you admire didn't just control their schedule, They controlled their thoughts. They didn't just set goals, they set boundaries in their mind. If you don't set boundaries in your thoughts will break boundaries in your life. You will go places your mind prepared you to go. That's why you can't let your mind go anywhere it wants. You have to lead it, train it, and discipline it, because if you let your thoughts run wild, they will run you off course. But if you master them, they will lead you into the life you were created to live. Detach from distractions and guard your spirit. Everything that fights your focus is fighting your future. The enemy doesn't always come with horns and a pitchfork. Sometimes he comes through notifications, toxic conversations, unnecessary arguments, and constant comparison. Every time you let distractions take your attention, you delay your assignment. Some of you are not tired because of the work you're doing. You're tired because of the energy you're wasting on things that don't matter. You can't get to your next level if you're stuck scrolling, gossiping, or entertaining people who are not going where you're going. Stop letting everyone have access to you. Just because they call doesn't mean you have to answer. Just because they post doesn't mean you have to respond. Not every battle deserves your presence. You have to learn the power of silence, the power of saying no, and the power of protecting your peace. Distractions are designed to make you miss divine moments. While you're busy arguing with people who don't matter, you could be preparing for the opportunity that does. While you're busy proving a point, you could be pursuing your purpose. Every day you have to ask yourself, is this helping me or hindering me? If it's not building you up, it's breaking you down. Your spirit is the well from which you draw strength, so you can't afford to let it get polluted. If you let bitterness in, it will choke your joy. If you let jealousy in, it will poison your gratitude. If you let negativity in, it will cloud your vision. That's why you have to guard your heart and your mind like a treasure, because that's exactly what they are. Protect your environment, because what you're exposed to shapes what you experience. Surround yourself with voices that speak life, not death. Surround yourself with people who push you forward, not pull you back. Detachment doesn't mean you don't love people. It means you love your peace more than their drama. It means you understand that not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. Some people belong in the balcony. Some people belong outside the theater altogether. Learn to close doors without guilt. Learn to block noise without apology. When you cut off distractions, you create space for direction. And when your spirit is guarded, you can move with clarity, confidence, and conviction toward everything you're called to do. Victory begins in the mind before it shows in your life. Everything you experience in the physical realm starts as a thought in the mental realm. If you want to change your reality, you have to change your mentality. You cannot expect a victorious life while entertaining defeated thoughts. Before you see the breakthrough, you have to believe it in your spirit and settle in your mind. The battlefield is always in the mind first. That's why people who have every reason to win still lose, and people who have every reason to lose still win. Because the difference is not always in the resources, it's in the mindset. You can put two people in the same situation, give them the same tools, and one will rise while the other falls because one decided to think like a winner. If your thoughts are always telling you, I can't, then you won't. If your thoughts are always saying, it's impossible, then you'll never try. But when you train your mind to say, I can do this, when you train your mind to see possibilities instead of problems, when you train your mind to speak life even when life feels heavy, you unlock victory before the battle even begins. Winning starts before the fight. Champions don't wait until game day to decide to win. They decide long before the whistle blows. And in the same way, you have to wake up every day and decide to win in your mind. You have to rehearse victory when you you have to visualize success. You have to speak what you seek until you see what you said. Your words shape your thoughts. Your thoughts shape your beliefs, and your beliefs shape your reality. If you want to live differently, you have to think differently. And let me tell you this, the enemy knows that too. That's why he attacks your mind more than anything else. He wants you to doubt yourself. He wants you to question your worth. He wants you to feel like giving up before you even start. But the devil is a liar. You have to shut down every lie with truth. You have to declare, I am more than a conqueror. I am equipped. I am chosen. I am able. Victory is not luck. Victory is preparation. And the greatest preparation you can make is in your mind. Because when your mind is made up, your life has no choice but to follow. Victory starts in your thoughts. And when you own your thoughts, you own your future.